All right, folks. Gamefaqs GMs. We are live. Hold on a second. It's saying I have a problem with my stream. Oh, looks like the problem's gone. I have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully nothing goes wrong here. Hold on a second. All right, looks okay. All right, let's get this one going. We have Robo Simeons, Dallas Mavericks. Okay. Audio check there. Robo Simeons, Dallas Mavericks taking on Darren McFadden's San Antonio Spurs. The lineups look right. Yep. Check the minutes and everything's good. Wow. The Spurs are ranked first overall. So even higher than the very highly ranked Chicago Bulls team we saw the other day. This should be an interesting one because the Mavericks are ranked fourth. So these teams are really close in the overall ratings. But as you know, in basketball, one and done tournaments, ratings are not everything. Let's get started.
And now, presented by Sprite, the 2K pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson joined by the legendary Shaquille O'Neal, starting to get into the thick of the NBA season. Tonight's game at AT&T Center, it's the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Dallas Mavericks. You take a look at the Mavericks. They must be satisfied with the way things have gone for them over the first few months. They've played with confidence and composure and have won more than their share of games. One of the things when you looked at the playoffs of 2014, Shaq, was the depth that San Antonio had. What a bench. How good is that second unit?
They have the deepest bench in the league, followed by one heck of
Regin
a
audio is on. It's
system.
just
pass, take the
I turned the
advantage
music
shot.
off.
They play with excellent teamwork. It's going to be hard to beat this team.
One of those things that you look at is the way Greg Popovich.
And Love always looks nothing but the distinguished gentleman.
And there was really no drop-off in production.
No drop-off in production. You know, a lot of times this year his starter didn't even start. The team still play well. And what that does, Ernie, especially in the playoffs, it gives the other guys confidence to come in and play at a high level.
You'll get more from Shaq as the night goes on. Right now, almost time to tip it off. As
Ernie's bow tie looking good. Shaq's suit looking kind of plain. Here we go. This game should be real exciting. Two Texas teams, two division rivals, two great coaches, and these teams are ranked very similarly.
Yeah, their scoring came from all over the place. If one approach didn't work for them, they found another that did.
It would not be an overstatement to say that whoever wins this game could possibly win the entire Gamefaqs championship.
So Dallas will get the first possession. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. On the floor right now for the Mavericks. Green out there with Kevin Love. Then there's Bradley Beal. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint. Shot clock at 5. Here's Love. Uses
Kevin Love with that putback.
Boy, what a great job making good on the second opportunity.
Now, normally in these computer games, so far this tournament, we've seen a lot of shot clock
shoots
late
from
shot
14,
clock shot.
and he
So
connects with the jumper.
hopefully we don't get too much of that tonight. Another thing we see a lot is a lot of screen foul calls.
In the league's history to win that many rings. He's one of the all-time greats.
Now here's Rose. In the game against New Orleans, very impressive. Love kicks to Rose.
Evans, which GM are you? Which team is yours?
Rose. Can't hit. And the Spurs going the other way now. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And after that game, you look at the box score. Wow, look at the work they did at the free throw line, Clark.
And just as solid was the work they did to get to the line, Steve.
Tim Duncan with that low post play.
Pressure on defenders and drawing fouls.
I think Tim Duncan's a great choice for this because one, he's a proven winner. But two, I mean, low post play is so important when it's reliable. And Tim Duncan is nothing but reliable. So the fact the Spurs have that guy to go to every night, that's going to be big.
When they have to make calls like that, but they get paid well, and they're the best in the business, so they can handle it.
But the Mavericks have Kevin Love there on their own side, so both teams got a great inside presence.
Back to Wade.
At least in the
Duncan
offensive
with a
end.
screen on Beal. Wade dishes to Duncan. The shot by Lillard wide open. Off target with the open look.
Oh, okay. Reggie Evans.
And Beal kicks to
Gotcha.
Rose. It's deflected.
Well, hey, if you want to be in the next tournament, like you said, you have interest in, it's a good idea to scout out other teams and maybe get a good idea of how you want to put your team together next time. So, thanks for being in the chat and watching.
Fires top of the key. That's good. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Lillard against Rose.
Duncan backing down, turnaround jumper.
Can't hit the turnaround jumper.
No good, but I'll take that shot if I'm the
The Mavericks
Spurs.
have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Kicks it to Rose. Love with the screen on Wade. Rose passes to Love.
Duncan on Kevin Love. That's a good
Rose.
matchup.
Just 4 to shoot. The 10-footer finds the target.
Nice shot.
Rose has got his first bucket of the night.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
You know, Lillard and Derrick Rose, that could be a crazy battle too when the game gets tight down the stretch. We'll see how that goes.
Looking for Wade.
You know, the last game, it was Carmelo Anthony and
Duncan with the basket on the assist by Wade.
Carmelo Anthony and, well, the Bulls were kind of doing everything as a team, but Carmelo Anthony was going to war against the Bulls. He was carrying that Magic team.
Wade against Beal. He kicks it to Rose. Outside, Green. Takes a 3. San Antonio with the rebound.
Street's messing up, huh? That's not good.
Puts one up from 19, and he overshot that one, missing.
Hopefully it clears up.
It's very dangerous to leave him open like that.
What's it doing? Is it just like stuttering on you, or is it cutting off? Or
over to the left wing.
I did get a message when I started saying something about the stream
Back to Love.
lagging or something like that.
Outside for Beal. And the rebound goes to Duncan.
Awesome defense. I mean, he'll hit those unless you're right in his grill.
George against Drummond. And George kicks to Lillard. Wade against Beal. From 17 feet out, Wade gets the
Dwayne
bucket.
Wade.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time,
Let's see if
didn't
Dwayne
work.
Wade will be able to get
Not
his
if it
mark going
results
on
in
this
that shot.
tournament.
Dwayne Wade over the last 4 years adjusted beautifully to playing off the ball alongside LeBron James, and that was not easy, folks. He actually became one of the game's best cutters during that time. Now back to his old ways, playing with the ball in his hands a lot more.
Man, I do like this Magic or this Dallas team's balance, though. I mean, you got Gerald Green and Bradley Beal on the wings.
Now Beal defending. Spurs
Damian
passing
Lillard
it
at
around.
point guard.
Rose against Lillard. George passes to Duncan.
But the Spurs got that Greg Popovich coaching.
Shot here.
And with Greg Popovich coaching, you get good looks like that.
And Wade, still a dynamite finisher around the rim. One of the league's preeminent slashers.
Yeah, he's extremely productive in the pick and roll, able to score and make plays for others.
Well, that sucks, Evans. It stops and then it cuts out randomly. Hopefully it gets better. If not, and it's just too bad for you, this will be on YouTube really late tonight, but you can watch it tomorrow too if you still want to watch it. But hopefully it just clears up. Was the Game of Thrones stream messing up for you too? I know you're in there for the end of that.
And one of the best ways is to get it done on the glass. Rebound the ball with force at both ends.
Rose against Lillard. Here's Duncan. Second chance shot, and Lillard with the
Look at that. Damian Lillard cleaning up the glass.
Second bucket of the game to go.
Wow, just a tremendous first quarter shooting the basketball.
One thing I noticed about this 2K game, as opposed to old last-gen 2K games, is they haven't fully animated the crowd. I mean,
Lillard against Rose.
if the camera goes up to the upper stanchions, there's no one. It's just black. I play with the 2K camera. I play as the Wolves, and it's kind of annoying. It's this big black emptiness every time I go up and down the court.
San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game.
You saw it a little at the back of his rookie year. He continued it last season. Brad Beal is going to be a dynamic scoring guard in this league. A moment here to take a look at some of the numbers for Dwayne Wade. 13th in scoring, 19th in assists. And with a top 20 ranking in field goal percentage, he's done a nice job of creating good looks for himself.
And I think this is a good time, Steve, to touch on his scoring average again. I mean, as you pointed out, it's top 15 in the league, and he does it in a variety of ways.
Spurs leading by 4. And Bradley Beal listed at 6'5" in his shoes, but he plays bigger.
Yeah, he's from a football family. He'll throw his weight around to get a rebound. He still needs to work on getting to the basket. But I think this guy has a tremendous future.
Anderson. It's rebounded by Dallas. They defeated the Pelicans in their last game.
And what that game came down to, guys, was their ability to use that three-point shot so effectively.
The work they did on the perimeter was absolutely outstanding. Way too much for that defense to be able to handle.
Stolen by Anderson. Lillard outside. Pass to Wade. Back to Lillard. There's the dish to Wade.
Hey, thanks, Reggie Evans. I hope the games are fun to watch. I've had fun doing them. I mean, I wasn't even going to comment on the games, like the whole game, maybe the end or something, but a lot of times they wind up being so good, that's when I start talking about them.
With it, averaging 14 points a game. Left side Rose, and he gets it to go.
I'll tell you what, the defender.
And what I'm probably going to do if I do this tournament again, I'm going to probably try to find some sliders that make the games a little more. I mean, these games aren't bad. They've been pretty entertaining, but I'll try to find some sliders to make the games a little bit more entertaining. I want to keep it realistic. I don't want guys, hitting threes all day and all that. But yeah, I like to see a little bit more action, some more fast break, stuff like that. So I probably will do this again. As long as you want to take part in it.
Play off your bigs.
Now here's Beal. Drummond sets the screen for Beal. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And that's 2 fouls for him very early.
I want to get a team in myself, actually.
He'll probably have to spend some
I was
time
going to
on
put a
the
team in
bench before
myself if we didn't have enough people, but luckily we had enough people.
Joel Freeland, he's checked in for Anderson. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Patrick Beverly.
And what also might be fun is if we get more people, we can expand it to maybe 12 teams or maybe even 16 teams sometime, and then that'll be really crazy because there'll be a few less stars in every team. They'll really have to think about how good your team is you put together, and a tournament could last like a whole month. Maybe I'll play like 3 or 4 games a week, and then for the whole month we'll have a tournament.
Now here's Allen.
That'd be pretty crazy.
6-point game. The hook. And And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're
The only bad thing about this tournament is
solid start to the season so far. Sitting
I like doing it, but I just got this Xbox. And I have all these games I want to play. I still have to play them, but you know, it cuts into my playtime a little bit. But it's all right. It's cool. This is fun. Stuff like this I enjoy too.
Yeah, and if they keep playing like this, I think they've got a chance to make some serious noise in the playoffs. I mean, they've got to be very encouraged.
You know, the Spurs, because of their way of conducting business and their low-key personality, have never really been ratings darlings for the NBA, despite being considered and respected as
Are either of the GMs of these two teams in the chat?
The team's color of silver and black, I think, fits their style. So, not really flashy or gaudy, but it does point out their
Oh, Shabazz Muhammad, my boy, is out there.
how precise they play and how much they win.
Shabazz and the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Mavericks trailed by 8.
When he was drafted, everybody thought he was a bust. And, I mean, you still can't
It's stolen by Duncan.
say he's not going to bust somehow. But so far this season, he's really stepped his
Now,
game up.
here's Beverly. Tight defense on him. There's
I
the
love
feed
watching
to Duncan.
Shabazz Muhammad play. He's all heart. Tim
Target
Duncan,
there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits.
that's a decent look for him.
Rose dishes to Smith. Rose kicks to Allen. There's a screen. Shot off the screen. Count the bucket.
Nice
Allen's got
bucket.
his first
Ray
points of the
Allen.
night.
And that's why teams
Talked to Ray Allen
emphasize
before the game
use of
today. He
screens
said he
and
was happy to
kicks
be on
just
this
to get
team.
you some open
He's
looks
not on
like
an
that.
NBA team yet. He's a free agent, but Dallas's GM called him up, said, look, Ray, I know you're a free agent. I know you're looking for a certain amount of payday,
Pass to
but
Freeland.
we want you on this
He feeds
championship
it to
team.
Beverly. 6 to shoot.
And Ray Allen,
And the
who
foul on Derrick Rose.
would love to win a
his
Gamefaqs
first
championship, could not say no. That's an interesting story. Ray Allen's one of the few players in this tournament who are not on an NBA roster.
Now here's Beverly.
Along with
Discovered by Rose.
C.J. Wallace, who plays for Armani. He's also not on an NBA roster. He plays in the EuroLeague, but he's on this prestigious Gamefaqs championship playoff team. And Armani's a team that's looking really
Here's
good.
Rose. Paul George making his last shot. From outside the arc. A shot, no good. And the Spurs going the other way now. Dishes it to Muhammad. Off target at the rim.
10 would be hard, I think, because doing 10 teams for a tournament,
Rose can't hit.
I don't even know if that works out. 12 will work, obviously. But I think I could do 12. I think you could do 16. I just think that I have to change the format a little bit. You wouldn't have to have as many stars. Like maybe we'd make it one gold player or, you know, something like that. But you can still do 16 teams. Just really people have to really
Freeland dishes
think
to
about
George.
the teams they're putting together, though. But I think
Target from outside.
12 would be pretty
Kicks
reasonable.
to Beverly. Pass to Freeland. Wants to get it to Duncan and does. Second shot opportunity. Rebound by Smith. Mavericks trailed by 8. Shot clock.
There's
and
still
game
at
clock
least
separated by less than 6
You could easily
seconds.
still make 4 or 5 teams, I think, with the
Rose
players
kicks
left
to
over.
Sims.
There's a lot of guys who didn't get picked.
The rebound by the Spurs. George is
I don't think Kyrie Irving got on a
rebounds now in this
team. Maybe he did. I can't say for everyone, but there's still some good quality players out there who didn't make it on teams.
Right side, George. Cashes in for a double-digit lead. George has got 6.
Huge advantage.
And then, like I
for
said,
already.
too, we would change how many star players we're going to have, so there'd be more stars to go around.
So as we end the first quarter,
And it kind of makes it more interesting, too, when you have more role players, because you don't really know how those guys would respond when given roles they might not have in real life. Like, if you had Shabazz Muhammad starting, you don't know how he'd be in this tournament situation.
Right after this.
He might be able to average like 15 points or something.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday does not concern us.
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, Clark and Steve, what have they been doing or not doing?
It was a pretty solid first quarter for this club. They limited their mistakes and really took advantage offensively.
You know what? I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways. That's excellent pressure and good activity with the hands.
Patrick Beverly out there with Dwayne Wade. Then it's Joel Freeland. Then there's Muhammad. And it's Anderson in at the 4-man position. So that's who San Antonio starts the second with. Now here's Anderson. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. Here's Beverly. And that one hits back iron.
He's been trying to add that mid-range shot to his arsenal, but it still isn't there.
Well, you look at Patrick Beverly, and I think he embodies the phrase Chicago tough. He's relatively unknown growing up and hooping in the playgrounds of West Chicago.
Evan Love in the post. Working on Shabazz Muhammad, a former teammate. Shabazz got the stop, but nice putback.
Well, Kevin, the Spurs.
Wow, San Antonio is pulling away. I didn't even notice they're up so high.
NBA's model franchise. The longest streak of 50-win seasons in league history.
Wayne Wade in the low
5
post.
championships,
Back out to Shabazz
and a
Muhammad.
litany of former
Back to
Spurs
Wade.
working as head coaches and GMs around the league. Tim Duncan said people aren't envious of their image, but they're envious of how they run things. They get it.
Man, Dwayne Wade's looking good tonight.
Incredible run. Thanks, Doris.
Looking really good.
Beverly learned pressure defense back in high school as the lead guard in a 1-2-2 press. To prepare his team to play that way, his coach had them running stairs, running around the school nonstop for an hour every day. And Beverly still fanatical about his condition.
Here's Allen after the made shot from Dwayne Wade. The drive by Allen. Covington passes to Allen.
Evans, that's not a bad idea. I'll look into it. I'll think about it if we go that high. And I mean, might not be able to do that because I don't know if there's that many people right now who are interested in doing a tournament like this. But if we go to 12, I'll definitely think about how to balance the rosters out.
Clark, the final cut of training camp by the Miami Heat, spent the next 5 years playing in Greece and in Russia.
One thing that does suck, though, on my end is putting these teams together actually takes a little bit of time. And I got tired of doing it with 8 teams, so 12 teams is going to be quite a bit.
Here is Love after the basket by San Antonio.
But I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
It's hauled in by Freeland. Freeland's got his 3rd rebound tonight. The Spurs have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And Beverly kicks to Wade. The baseline jam. And it's
Man, look at Dwayne Wade tonight.
No problem knocking down that shot.
He's just going in on these guys.
Inflicted on another defensive lapse.
And Dallas calls their first timeout of the game.
They've been very untidy.
They need that timeout. I mean, this is going to get into blowout territory if Dallas is going to do something. And I'm surprised because Dallas is a really good team. On paper, at least.
Damian Lillard's checked in for Patrick Beverly. Mavericks making a switch here. And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, over that last break, I got a chance to hear what Rick Carlisle said to his team. He urged his guys to get after it on the offensive glass, to follow every single shot, extend possessions, and cash in on some second-chance points. He also told them their offense needs to center around the pick and roll. That's a play he feels they can use to really exploit the weaknesses in this defense. Guys, they've got a decent hole to dig themselves out of, but still a lot of time left to do it. We'll see if those adjustments help.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Rose against Lillard. Rose kicks to Beal. Outside Rose. Left side Rose.
That clock's running down. Derrick Rose, desperation shot, but he hits it. He got a good look. He got open.
Rose has got 6. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Lillard dishes to Wade.
You know, I'm trying to see if the Spurs are still playing like the Spurs with the. Even though all the players are different.
Right side, shot clock at 6. It's rebounded by Dallas.
It doesn't look like a lot of players are being run by either team.
Beal the pass to Drummond. Rose against Wade. Now Beal. Drummond with a screen on.
Beal with a wide open lane.
By Beal.
Look at that dunk.
big boy throwdown.
First
right
big
there.
highlight of the
Keeps a
night.
tight grip on that rim after the finish.
And maybe
That was
that'll
pretty.
give his
That was
team
pretty.
a little bit of their edge back.
The Mavs have fallen back, Steve, in the West the last few years, but they were very much in the hunt this past season.
Well, they were in a battle for the final playoff spot in the West, and then they ended up in the 8th spot and took San Antonio all the way to 7 games. So they did extremely well given the strength of the conference.
Mavericks trail by 12. And here's Rose. 6 points for him.
Drummond, has Drummond done a lot in this game? I
And
don't
Drummond kicks
recall
to
seeing him
Beal.
do anything.
The
I forgot he
dish
was
to
even
Green.
on this team.
Pocket 6. Beal against Wade. Beal can't get it to go.
Well contested.
Still couldn't
shot
get it
there.
under pressure.
And that's
Shabazz
the key
Muhammad's still out
defensively. You
there.
gotta make 'em work for it. Challenge
Nice
every
pass.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2
Good
free
pass,
throws now
good
for
tough
him.
foul.
You know, for Dwayne Wade,
That dump off, that dump off
grown
indeed,
accustomed
Reggie
to having his
Evans.
personal life and his public life intersect. But he's found a way to turn that into a positive. Selling the rights to a
Man, this is a 12-point lead by the Spurs, and they might be able to put it up by 14 here.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown.
This
for
turned into a
San Antonio.
beating.
Guys, they're really passing the ball well here in the first half.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
And he makes both free throws. And Wade, generous, sharing his experiences for sure. Steve, he even released a training app for smartphones last season.
You know, I used it, Kevin. I ended up dominating my old man league.
Wade is a
So
training app, huh?
I'm really grateful to Dwayne for his generosity.
Kevin Love in the low post.
Now
Nice
here's Love.
turnaround.
Right now averaging 17 points a game. That's good.
Breaks it, but it's
Drummond's got
cleaned
his
up by
first basket
Drummond.
of the night.
If you battle for the
Yeah,
offensive
Drummond with
rebound and
his
come
first
up with
points,
it,
too,
you're
so he
guaranteed
has not been
a
doing
high-quality
much tonight.
shot on a follow just like he got there.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over.
Well, for Tim Duncan and the Spurs, an incredible legacy of dominance. In 17 years in the league, the Spurs have never won less than 61% of their games, not to mention, of course, 5 finals appearances and 4 NBA championships.
While we have a moment here, let's reveal the teams that have been holding opponents to the fewest points this month. The Spurs second.
Yeah, they've been on a defensive tear lately, allowing so few points, and I think it's the energy with which they play.
Yeah, what's going on here? Sometimes these refs, man, I don't know what they're doing. It takes them forever to get the ball back into play, and I don't know what they're talking about over there.
And Freeland kicks to Wade. And the pass to Anderson.
Jump off to Anderson's side.
Love grabs the ball.
Hook shot's no good.
Love's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
Love
And the
already
Spurs
with
have
5
done an
boards.
Amazing job, Clark, over the years.
Penetration,
With
the
right
Spurs
kind of
is
talent.
perimeter
And Tim Duncan
defense
has
is
done a great job leading and making
looking a little bit
adjustments in his
questionable.
own game. They're a team with great scouting and development of their players. You talk to players,
But then again, they are up by
that's
10
one of the things
points,
they
so
rave about, Kevin, is they get the attention.
can't be critical
for
of
their
them, really.
individual development. And, all of their players.
the
work
Baz
out
the
of it.
dribble drive
Most
and
of
step
them
back jump shot.
First round picks, some second round guys, and it's just another example of doing it the right way at the highest level.
And it's the Mavericks with the ball after the basket by San Antonio. Love with the screen for Beal. And Drummond kicks to Rose.
Oh,
Rebound,
Derrick
San Antonio.
Rose denied
They'll
inside.
face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. That'll be
That would
the
have been a
last
nice
of 3
dunk,
straight
but hey,
home
I'm
for
just
the
happy
team.
you didn't get hurt on that
You know,
one.
the fans out in L.A. really hoping for a win in that one.
Mavericks trailed by 12. Green left side. Dallas moving the ball around. Beal can't get it to go.
Carlisle was asked before the game started if he had any concerns about having Derrick Rose be his
Anderson
star
with
for
the
this
ball.
playoff
He's
run.
picked up
I
by
mean, if
Drummond.
Rose gets hurt, a one-and-done
Anderson is
system,
just
that's
delivered.
it.
And that's
But
a call that
Carlisle
penalty.
said he had every confidence in Derrick
That's
Rose.
foul number 2 for
Said
him.
Rose is healthy. Rose is mentally ready to play.
3 before the half. Something
They're gonna roll with
keep our
him.
eyes on.
Here's what San
We just hope
Antonio's
that nothing
going
like
with
that
right
does
now.
happen.
Duncan, he's checked in for Anderson. And it's George in for Muhammad. Greg Smith, he's checked in for Dallas. Now here's Duncan. He's got 8. He kicks it to Wade. 6 to shoot. And the shot is long. Mavericks trail by 12.
The Mavericks make some noise here.
You know what? A basket here would do a lot for their confidence.
Cut this lead down a little bit. They need one.
Beal gets a wide open look. Hits the
Nice
jumper and
look.
sinks.
Good
Beal's
shot.
got 4 this quarter. The Spurs
I think the
going
Mavericks
6
are in
of
good
11
shape.
from
They can
the
get this
floor.
game within 5
Over
before the half
50%
ends.
shooting here in the second quarter.
There's plenty of time left to do that.
Duncan, the pass to Lillard. Outside, George asked away. Just 5 on the clock. From 15 feet away. And he was fouled in the
Oh,
act of
terrible
shooting.
foul.
Chance here now for a 3-point play.
He's been
Ball
one of
with
their
the
more
and
reliable
one.
options today, guys. I mean, his shooting has led them to this lead.
For San Antonio, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
One shot.
Free throw no good for Wade.
We've seen D. Wade getting it done. 12 points, and he's created a lot of chances for his teammates also.
And some of these passes have been absolutely beautiful, Clark.
Smith with a screen on Lillard. Green kicks to Rose.
Cole's working on his man.
4 on the shot clock. Count it from 12.
Beautiful.
Rose has got 10 points.
Well, it looks like he's finally found his footing in this game. His first quarter was a real struggle, but he's gotten it going now.
And Lillard kicks to George. Down low.
Nice inside look to Dwayne Wade.
Another shot.
Freeland with the
Shot's
rebound.
good by
Putback.
Freeland.
It's good.
Freeland's getting
Man,
his first 2 points
Spurs are
tonight.
looking so
He's enjoying
strong.
himself today, guys. We knew going in that he had
Looking
had
so
the upper hand on the
strong.
glass, but I didn't think it would make this much of a difference.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Well, he wants to get everybody on the same wavelength, that's for sure. He may change up some things here as well.
Looks to me like he saw something that wasn't on the plan and picked now as the time to address it. I don't have a problem with that.
Dallas has to
Here
do
is
something
Rose.
here. This is
10 points for him.
just not a good start to the half.
Drummond sets the screen for Rose. Outside.
We're gonna have so much
Green.
work to do in the
His
second
first
half.
shot
They don't
coming
get this
late.
closer.
Can't hit. And it's the
In and
Spurs
out.
taking it the other way. Duncan outside. Green against George. 6 to shoot.
Man, Paul George, I forgot he was on the team.
Lets it go. The shot's good on the assist by George. Lillard's got the lead up to 14 now for the Spurs. For Dallas, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter, a nice efficient 50%. And Beal kicks to Smith. Smith left side. Count the bucket.
That's a nice play there. The more contributors this team can get, the better.
Spurs leading by 12. Here's Lillard. A 23-point game for him in the win against New York.
And no question, you look at his assist totals, and they tell you what a nice job he was doing of really spreading that ball.
Freeland's trying to work in the post,
Here's
and
Freeland.
it's
And
probably
out
not a
of
good
bounds to the
idea.
Spurs as San Antonio retains possession.
Well, a chance to check out.
He hasn't
Damian
done too well
Lillard.
down there.
Great work over the last month. 6th in steals, 11th in scoring, and of course, passing, such a big part of his game. One of the top 15 leading assist men in the NBA.
And, Steve, I think we should take a look back at his top 10 steals ranking that you mentioned a bit ago. I mean, that's impressive. This guy gets it done. Jumps the passing lanes when appropriate, but he also can pick the pocket of the ball handler, too.
Well, you knew that Andre Drummond was oozing with potential, but that P word, potential, you know, can quite often be as much of a curse, Clark, as it is a boon. But he just blossomed last year.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, with the way he moved.
Nice
around the
look
court,
inside
his
for a good
size,
dunk.
You had to know that if he started to put it all together, he would be a game-changing talent, and he showed flashes of that and made a big leap last season.
Here's Lillard following the score by Dallas. There's 1:26 left in the first half of basketball. Just 5 on the clock. Here's George. Terrific design on the big play, and he lays it in. George has got 8 points.
And another gap in the defense found right there. This is one of the worst defensive performances I have ever seen.
The feed now to Smith.
He said one of the worst defensive performances he's ever seen. That's harsh, man. I don't know if it's that bad.
Rose dishes to Green. Rose against Wade. Tries from 10. Rose, no good.
Man, Dallas is just, I don't know. They're going to need quite the talking to in the halftime.
Foul call that time.
Tim Duncan gets fouled. That's 2 more points Spurs could put up. Carlisle is not happy. Look at him.
Have looked to reduce his minutes load.
That's an angry man right there.
On the court, he remains as efficient as ever.
And Duncan last season averaging close to a double-double in less than 30 minutes a game, as dominant on the glass as ever. Tim Duncan.
And you take a look at Tim Duncan's rebounding, Steve, moving into the top 5 in career double-doubles.
Yeah, he just passed Karl Malone and the great Bill Russell. So Duncan just continues this late career renaissance. His play has just been spectacular the last few years.
Well, Tim Duncan, in a lot of ways, the epitome of Steve's substance over style.
Yeah, no doubt, Kevin, and both in terms of his game and his personality. I mean, he's just a winner and a leader, but he does it in such a
Spurs get a chance for 2 for 1. They hurry up and score.
Forget to take notice.
Oh, no, in real life basketball, TNT, it looks like Kyrie Irving is down. What the hell?
Oh, man, he goes old school on us. With
Hold on, I got to go see what's going on here.
24 seconds left to play in the first half. Now here's Beal. 10 points for him. 11 seconds left now here in the second. 14 feet away. The shot by Sims, no good. Here's Beverly. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And the first half.
Wow, well, Kyrie looks like he's badly hurt on NBA and TNT. As for our games, the Dallas Mavericks are badly hurt right now.
For you, was the up-tempo pace part of the game plan?
Well, we've upped the pace. That's what we need to do because we're not as good a defensive team as we used to be. So something's got to give somewhere.
Pop, thanks for the time, guys.
Thank you, Doris.
Was Pop complaining about their defense?
The third quarter gets underway.
If he was complaining about their defense after they've been beating down the Mavericks like this, that's classic Pop, really. 13 assists to 2. Wow, that's the story right there. Look at that. That's ridiculous. 13 assists from the Spurs to 2 for the Mavericks. That's all Greg Popovich right there. That's ridiculous. Dwayne Wade has more assists than the entire Mavericks team.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. Dwayne Wade really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Yeah, he played a very mature first half offensively, just finding gaps and making good decisions, getting into the defense and knocking down shots.
Well, the way he played that first half, that's exactly what we're talking about when we say offensive efficiency.
Not at all, Reggie Evans. The Mavs aren't doing no kind of passing. That might be coaching. That might just be Greg Popovich's system. San Antonio Spurs, they're known for that ball movement.
Here's Lillard.
They're known for that unselfish game.
On the floor for Dallas, we've got Green. Andre Drummond is out there with Kevin Love. And there's Bradley Beal. And it's Rose in at the 1 spot.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Physical play in the paint. Dominate.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
That's been so critical, Clark, because whenever they have gotten the ball into the paint, it's resulted in points, it seems like.
Folks, know, Kevin Love is really a player who I think befuddles pundits because the numbers say he's a superstar, probably a top 5 player, but then he's never been to the playoffs. To that, I would simply say basketball is a team game. Individuals don't take teams to the playoffs. So despite that, there are some left wondering if his numbers are greater than his actual impact on the team. I'm not one of them.
Now here's Duncan. Tries from 16.
Oh, George, nice turnaround jumper.
It's Drummond with the rebound.
Difficult
In and out.
shot from mid-range, and the defense was all over him.
Boy, I
Dallas
like the
get
close
it
out
to a
there, Steve.
10-point
Well
game
done.
here.
Rose kicks to Green. Back to Rose.
I think Dallas needs to get Love involved. They need Love to start scoring for
Dishes
him.
it to Beal. 6 on the shot clock. Here's the 3. Rebound.
See, I think the problem with Dallas is
Duncan's got 4 rebounds in this game.
they're not.
And for Love,
No
the
one's
reason
getting
for
any
the
good looks.
skepticism,
I mean, maybe it's the
he's
Spurs
not a
defense,
chiseled,
but
overpowering athlete. He's not
nobody's
flashy.
getting any good shots on
Maybe
this
he
team.
doesn't look like a superstar, but his game speaks for itself. Just the
This is the
strength
best
and
shot that
skill.
they got all night, and he still misses it.
Spurs leading by 12.
No one's cutting the basket hard. No one's setting
Right
picks.
side. Anderson a screen on Rose.
Look at the Spurs. Look how much they move the ball.
Duncan, the pass
Duncan
to
has
Anderson.
it, gives it to Anderson inside.
And it's good.
Anderson makes a play.
And one thing for sure, last season the Timberwolves were a disaster when Kevin Love went to the bench.
That's for sure, Kevin. I mean, when he was on the floor, they outscored opponents significantly.
One coach
When
is
he sat,
definitely
their offense basically imploded.
got his team prepared. The other coach seems like
San
he does not.
Antonio with the rebound.
I mean, I
Duncan's
said
got
it.
rebound
That's
number 5 here
what it's
tonight.
looking like to me right now. I feel bad for the Dallas GM because they put faith in this coach, but that faith is not being
Spurs
returned right
mixing it
now.
around. Back to Lillard.
Reggie Evans is Darren McFadden's team, and Kirby's team are going to play for the championship.
Cannot hit. Great D that time.
That would
from
be the
Green.
San Antonio Spurs and the Chicago
They
Bulls, and
really
I can't
wanna
say he's
find that
wrong
igniter
with that
here.
guess.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin,
And
the
those
offense
are
has
probably the
basically
strongest
been
looking teams
running in
we've seen
place.
so
They gotta get
far.
going. Now here's Rose. He's got 10. Love with the screen for Rose.
But then again, well, yeah, we'll see how that works.
Beal against Lillard, and he gets the bucket. 12 points here for Beal.
'Cause I think those two teams would be scheduled. No, they're not scheduled to play each other. That's right. Because the winner of this will play the winner of the next game.
Mixed in there as well.
And Armani and
Spurs decide to talk it
the
over.
Bulls are playing each other in the second round.
How about a look at a few of the hottest players in the NBA right now, the top scoring shooting guards in the past 10 games. In the third spot, Dwayne Wade.
And this is the cream of the crop at the 2-guard spot, and strictly in terms of scoring ability and the ease with which these guys break down opposing defenses.
I love that they are so attack-minded and come at you really aggressively across the board. They're players that can carry a team offensively for long stretches of a game.
George with the ball. Now Green defending. Outside, George. Here's Duncan.
Tim Duncan working, that old man workmanship, did not get it to go, but you gotta love a near 40-year-old man playing like he is.
Assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
Well done, finishing that one off.
For San Antonio, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the third. That leaves room for improvements here. And George, here we go. Nice work there coming off the screen. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And he may be the guy to put this game even
Paul
farther
George
out of
stepped it up in the
reach.
second half.
So often what you're able to do on the road defines who you are as a team, and in the Western Conference where you'll finish in that conference. Lucky for Dallas, they were a very strong road team.
And there's the bucket.
Yeah, San Antonio just is playing way harder. I mean,
points for Dwayne Wade.
watch a Spurs possession, watch a Mavericks possession. Big
Rose
difference right
dishes to
now.
Beal. Drummond with a screen on Wade.
Bill Drummond right back. You know,
And Beal kicks to Rose.
they're passing
Uncovered.
some here, which is good.
That one off
They
the
can't
back
hit the
out and
shot.
out.
That's a tough one there because he's wide open.
George and
It's a shot
fast break
he's
transition to Lillard dunk. I mean,
Sneaks it in.
it's just
Well,
pretty.
you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what what you call early offense.
The Mavericks have gone a lackluster 3 of 9 from the field since halftime. And Beal kicks to Rose. Cans the 12-footer. Rose has got 12 points in the game. Spurs leading by 14. From the sideline, let's catch up with Doris Burke.
Well, Kevin, Damian Lillard is working hard on improving his defense. He takes it personally when people knock that into the floor, saying, I know I'm a better defender than I showed at times. Next year, I can't wait to show people that they
Oh,
can't
George,
say,
I didn't see him at all in the first half, but he's making his name known here in the second.
Guys,
I like that. I like it when guys, you know, he was just choosing his spots. He was probably playing unselfish basketball, passing the ball around, and he wasn't getting the looks, but now he's getting the looks, and he's capitalizing on them.
Clock at 6. They get a hand on it. And now Lillard pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Impressive play there. They have been really good.
Wow.
Piling up the points en route to this big lead, guys.
You know what? This is getting into clown territory. What I mean by that is
Kicks to Love.
the San Antonio Spurs
And the
are pretty
rebound
much
goes to
just
Duncan.
clowning the Mavericks right now.
Duncan's got his 7th rebound.
The Spurs
in
are a
tonight.
team that likes to
Wade
clown,
passes to
but
George. That's good.
with this roster, they're pretty much clowning the Mavericks right now. That's what's happening. 20-point lead.
And great ball movement.
Nice rhythm and flow for this team. Tremendous communication and alertness.
Beal dishes to Love. Kicks it to Beal. Pass to Drummond.
And Drummond makes something happen here. He can. Kevin Love can get the rebound, but Drummond gets it back. Back to Rose. Looking down Lillard.
Drummond sets the screen for Rose.
Rose goes
He dishes
inside.
it to Beal.
Pass outside to
Fires
Beal.
a
Good
three.
look.
And
Can't
the
make
rebound
it.
goes to Duncan.
Can't cash in.
Duncan's got
Another
the
fast break
rebound
opportunity for the
here tonight in
Spurs. Okay, Lillard pulls it back smartly. And now they're going to get their
game.
offense
Dish now to
going.
Anderson. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Anderson, a screen on Rose. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
And we've got a moment to
First
see
legal
some
screen
numbers
I've
for
seen in the
Bradley
game.
Beal. He's putting up 13 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Those aren't bad numbers, but they're not the kind that are going to earn a lot of extra minutes for him either.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, if he wants to play a bigger role, a larger role on the team, those numbers are going to have to be better than just decent.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Well, what can you say about the Spurs at home? They've been dominant here for so long. It's a shock whenever they lose at home.
San Antonio making a switch here. Beverly's checked in, and then for Dallas. Sims is checked in, and Allen subbed in for Green. Mavericks trailed by 20. The Spurs were dominant at home once again, as you mentioned, guys. 32 wins for them, Steve, and they shot great, absolutely great in this building.
Well, you don't win 50 games for 15 straight years, Kevin, without being dominant at home, and that's what the Spurs have done. So they just get the job done. I mean, they're tough to beat here in San Antonio, and obviously a wonderful shooting ball club.
Here's Wade, following the basket by Kevin Love. Here's Beverly. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Wade's got 6 assists now in the game. Rose kicks to Beal.
Looking at the game Beal has been having, 12 points and also an assist.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Spurs.
Well, they're taking high percentage shots in the paint. I like the way their offense is clicking.
They've worked hard to get the ball into the low post tonight as well, and it's paid off.
Joel Freeland, he's checked in for San Antonio. And Dallas with a change here too. Robert Covington's checked in for Rose. And both free throws good for Beal. Clark, you know this. It looked bleak at times, and they didn't finish where they wanted to. But the Mavs did sneak into the postseason last year with a very strong push.
And they took the Spurs to 7 games in that first round. A tough schedule for them at the end of the season, but they fought through it and got back to the playoffs. Very impressive.
Now here's Beal. After Dwayne Wade's miss, Beal's shot is good. Spurs leading by 17. Wade passes to George. Wade outside. Anderson dishes to George. Shot clock at 6. Wade drives in, 11 feet away, hits some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good. Wade's got 16 points.
And for the Mavs, when they did get to the postseason, they gave San Antonio everything they could handle, taking them the distance to 7 games.
Now here's Allen. And Beal kicks to Allen. The fadeaway, and there's Love. That's good on the assist by Allen. And 11 points for Kevin Love.
Despite the troubles he had in the first half, he stayed composed and focused, and now he's getting it going. Well, you knew if the Mavs got to the playoffs, they'd be tough, even as an 8 seed. There was just so much playoff experience on that team that it took a very good Spurs team playing at a high level to get by the Mavericks in that first round.
Mavericks trailed by 17. They set the pick to the inside. A steal. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Here's Wade. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got his 3rd assist on the night. Dallas has gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Love with the screen for Beal. There's the pass to Love. Shot clock at 6. Misses off the right iron. Spurs leading by 19. Wade kicks to George. Pass to Beverly. Back to George. All sorts of time. Here's Anderson. No good. Now Dallas takes it the other way.
All right. Dallas cut it down to 19.
He's got 16. To the left side wing.
Not that that's much of a difference.
To Beal. Back to Love.
Love the little man on him. Take advantage.
Now
Are you kidding me?
Not a lot of room.
Wow.
Right there, just waiting, doing a nice job of
Even with the
anticipating
mismatch, Dallas
Steve,
still
every
can't get a
team
bucket.
needs tough interior defense to be successful.
Beverly.
It's just
gets
bad.
it to go. Beverly's got 5 points now this quarter.
You know, the height difference there is huge, but he canceled it out with great body control in the air.
Exactly, Steve. He got to the hoop and wouldn't allow himself
Remember,
to be manhandled by the big boy.
And the Mavericks call
this Dallas
timeout.
team was ranked 4th
Well,
overall.
Paul George, his leap last season, not just
And right now, they look
accelerating
like
his
they're
strengths,
ranked
but also cutting back on
30th.
the negative plays, in particular, lowering his fouls and turnovers while he was on the floor.
Shabazz
Are they just having a
Muhammad's
bad
checked in
night,
for
or is this
Dwayne
San
Wade.
Antonio Spurs team
And
not
Dallas
good?
also making a switch. Smith has checked in. Allen outside. Over to the wing. Covington dishes to Sims from 11 feet away, and he gets it to go. Sims has got his 2nd bucket of the night. And for Paul George, looking to cut down on his turnovers, some of that was not forcing the pass when it wasn't there.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that he really has to tighten up on. He had this terrible habit of throwing this one-handed bowling bounce pass that never found its target. So, PG, if you're listening, get rid of that bounce pass for me, partner.
He's not only listening, he's playing. He's playing the game right now.
He's the real deal, though. He's one of the more enjoyable guys to watch and to hang out with. It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
The Spurs have shot 3 of 5 at the foul line. And the Spurs making a change here. Lillard's checked in. This past offseason, the Spurs found themselves with a bit of wiggle room when it came to the salary cap.
For so long, Kevin, they've been able to only make moves through the draft, and with minor adjustments, things they really do well, but the flexibility was new to them, and I'm sure they'll take full advantage of it.
How about the effort we're seeing from him on the boards? He's already in double figures.
Yeah, and more importantly, Steve, his rebounds are leading the team.
Man,
Lillard, right side. Shot from free throw range. Shot is off.
that was
Here's
just
Allen.
can't get anything to go.
And at the end of the
I'd
third
say the
quarter,
Mavericks are
this
snake
one
bitten,
may
but
already have been decided. Spurs
at
are
this
in
point,
front,
they're
running
snake
away with
eaten.
this one.
Dallas is
Live from
inside the snake.
AT&T Center in San Antonio.
They're in the
You're
snake's
watching
belly right
2K
now. Just, you know what it looks like when a snake eats something and it's just got that big round, whatever it's eating inside its stomach. The snake's just sitting there looking happy and content. That's Dallas. They're in the snake.
Coming up next Monday, December.
I don't know if there's any way for them to get out.
And a moment
I feel
now,
bad
take a
for
look
Ray
at our
Allen.
State Farm assist of the game with 6 in the
He thought
game.
this would be his chance.
There's been some excellent court vision from Wade.
Well, he's been key to their ability to.
You know, this
find
Dallas is
the
not the only
open
team
man
that
and
want him.
get
So other
the
teams tried to
offense
court him.
operating smoothly.
He chose Dallas, and well, still got a quarter of basketball to go here. We'll see. As Kevin Garnett once said, anything is possible.
Here's Allen. Anderson is out there with Duncan. Then it's Damian Lillard. Then it's Paul George. And it's Beverly in at the 2. And that's who's in the game for the Spurs. Rose kicks to Drummond. Allen outside. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Rebound San Antonio. Duncan's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done.
Got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding department too, Clark.
Yeah, it's been a really gritty performance. They'll have some bruises to show for it, but that's the way it should be. You should feel that you've competed when you do that work inside.
And that one's good. 20 points for Paul George.
Shaky defense down low again. It's been a mismatch in the paint.
I'm sure they didn't go into this one expecting to get battered like they have inside.
Green with a screen on Lillard. Allen outside. Here's Smith. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
Shooting for Dallas. Greg Smith. 2 shots.
And the first one drops.
You heard talk last year of the NBA perhaps considering adding a 4-pointer as a shot. Something you only really see in celebrity games for charity, and it would certainly have had a huge impact if it was implemented, but I think that would be a reach, folks. Let's stay with the 3-point.
He's off on the second. And guys, to be clear, that 4-point line was really just something talked about, whispered about. No real traction, as this is even a remote possibility. At one point, however, the same was said about the 3-point shot, and now it's a huge part of the game.
I don't buy it, though, Kevin. I just can't imagine a 4-point shot. It would seem to just destroy everything that had built up over the course of the game if you just allow a guy to shoot a half quarter for 4 points to win the game. I don't see this happening.
And here comes Allen. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something. You're right. Now Smith. And it's Rose penetrating. That's good.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
Both teams deciding to change it up.
Derrick Rose, the 2011 MVP, but major injuries to his knees have cost him most of the last 2 seasons. Only time will tell if he's able to reclaim that elite status in the NBA.
And you recall Derrick Rose had some knee issues at Memphis as well.
Yeah, nothing nearly as serious as what he's encountered recently. But hey, he's only 26. Even if he doesn't win another MVP, I think he's still got a good chance to be an impact player, a high-level impact player, even an all-star going forward.
That's a 2 from Lillard. It's rebounded by Dallas. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Screen by Smith. Rose passes to Smith. Out to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. Lito dishes to Rose. Ring shot on the way. No good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Lillard attacking. Airs good. The Mavericks have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Rose kicks to Lito. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
You know, every team in the league loves to have good size in the middle, but it does seem like the league is getting tougher for big men. You know, they help defenses now. The allowance of zone defenses, you can sort of load up on players. It can inhibit a big man's ability to attack because you can see double teaming even before he's gotten the ball. But it's made for great strategy, and I really like the new rules.
I think a lot of these Dallas players are going to go back to their teams.
The game has required more movement. Clark, we're seeing big guys try to slim down.
If they do indeed lose this game, which is what it looks like they will.
A little bit of the stress and strain off the joints.
They're going to be pretty upset, but hopefully they'll use this as motivation
And that's huge
to play better for their teams in the season.
Out there now for the Mavericks.
Because they messed up. They missed out on the big one here.
And Allen subbed in for Ricky Lito.
Boy, when you've got a big man
nice
who
3
can
by
shoot
Love.
from distance like he can, what a huge bonus that is.
Spurs leading by 20. Lillard, the pass to
I wish this game was more entertaining, but I mean,
good. Great play by
what you can get out of it is just watch the San Antonio Spurs play and
I think they need to get much
just think to yourself, is there a team out there in this tournament that can beat them?
I agree. They need more energy in the post.
We've definitely not seen any team play this well at all so far.
Duncan against Smith.
We got 2 more teams to play for the final game of the first round, and we'll see how they play out. But right now, I think the San Antonio Spurs are the hallmark team.
It's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
The Spurs have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Here's Anderson. Can't hit. Smith with the defensive effort. The Mavericks have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Rose goes in. He makes the Johnny from the left block. Rose has got 6 here in this quarter. Spurs leading by 20. Lillard outside. And George now top of the key. Duncan outside. Here's Wade. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target. Wade's got 10 points here in the second half. Allen drives in. And Dallas again with the bucket. And here's George. Well, since the turn of the century, guys, the Western Conference has ruled the roost, winning interconference matchups in 14 out of the last 15 seasons. Steve, last season, the highest ever win percentage for the West at over 72%.
Yeah, and 8 of the league's top 10 teams played in the West record-wise. It may be time to take a fresh look at a top 16 playoff structure.
And last season, the 7th and 8th seed in the East made the playoffs with worse records than the 9th and 10th seeded teams in the West. Sure, the conference playoff structure reduces travel, but in the age of chartered flights, you could argue longer traveling distances are much less of a concern. And I would say amen to that.
Andre Drummond's checked in for Greg Smith. Both free throws good from Wade.
And guys, I think the biggest advantage to a so-called top 16 playoff seeding is that it would possibly make for a more competitive finals. It's a playoff series that garners international attention anyway. You want to make sure that the last two teams standing are truly the best in the NBA.
And how about that screen by Love? That was a wall.
Spurs leading by 20. And George kicks to Lillard. The shot's good on the assist by George. And that's 12 points for Lillard.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, if you just looked at assist as the measuring stick, they've been by far the better team.
Allen with the screen for Rose. Love up top. Outside, Green. Just 5 to shoot. There's Rose with the 3. The rebound by Paul George.
An 8-rebound advantage like the one they have now is always going to swing the score hard in that team's direction.
And that's certainly been the case today. Their rebounding has made a huge difference.
Green against Lillard. Ball's knocked loose. From deep, Rose. Good. Rose has got 9 points now in the quarter.
Well, it took him a long time to get that three-point range. Maybe this will get him going.
San Antonio calls timeout.
A lot of people thought that Danny Green would build on his play from the 2013 playoffs last season, but it's marred by injuries and underwhelming performances from him. Definitely not what he nor Spurs fans were hoping for.
Lillard dishes to George. Lillard the pass to Anderson. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Six to shoot. From 13, and there's Lillard on the assist by Anderson. 14 points for Lillard. Mavericks trailed by 21. Rose kicks to Green. Love with the screen on George. Into Drummond. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. We talk about players who can dominate the game physically, Steve. Andre Drummond is certainly on the short list there.
Yeah, I agree, Kevin. From day one in the NBA, he's been an elite rebounder and shot blocker and dunker. Very strong and mobile. Plays above the rim. He just has to continue to develop his footwork and his understanding of the game.
He's off on the first.
And you talk about Drummond. I mean, he was 3rd in the league in dunks last season. He can out-quick and outrun most bigs. He beats them to the rim, or he can overpower them and throw it down over the top, so he can come at you in multiple ways.
Well, here we go, the last 5 minutes of the game.
Free throw, good.
Generally my favorite part of the game to see. It's where the most exciting things happen, but not in this game. This is a freaking blowout, but
his career around 40%. That's the next
like I said earlier,
Got a piece of it.
what you can look for here is just watch the Spurs play.
Rose with the ball.
Ooh, that was
How's
a
that for a quick
beautiful
possession?
play. They needed a lot more of that earlier in the
He didn't
game.
waste any time getting
But
down
watch the
the court,
Spurs
did he?
play.
Spurs leading by 18.
See how good this team operates, and think to yourself, is there any team
Outside, George.
in this playoffs
He kicks to Wade.
that can take the Spurs
A
out?
10-footer. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Drummond's got his 7th rebound
I don't
of the game
know.
with that last one. Allen. San Antonio with the rebound.
I mean, even with all these new players, Greg Popovich is still able to plug them into a system
Wade with it, picked up by Love.
and use them all very effectively. And that defense has been elite.
Passes it to Wade. Back to Lillard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. On the top of the key, it's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got 8 rebounds.
Maybe the Mavericks can
in
make the score respectable here. Maybe they can get a 10-point within 10 points before the game ends. We'll see. I know a lot of these guys would just like to at least make it look like it was a close game.
Yes. and
Big
it's
three
Rose
for
with the
Green.
assist
Okay,
that
it's a good
time.
play.
Green's got 5 points now this quarter.
But you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
And Lillard kicks to Duncan. Fires from the wing. And that is good.
Smart move with that mismatch he's got.
You know what? That extra advantage sure pays off on the mid-range jumper.
Mavericks trailed by 17. Dallas calls timeout.
Well, they're getting way too many easy shots in the paint. So this timeout is specifically for that reason. You got to tighten up the defense and start to make it harder for that offensive team.
I know it's easier said than done, but right now it just doesn't seem like the necessary effort is there.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Kevin, Greg Popovich was just going over the plan with his team. He laid out their priorities for them, which began with his admonition that offensively they attack the basket at every opportunity. He also wants them to concentrate on working as a team at the offensive end. Passing, patience, and teamwork.
Lillard did a great job tonight running the point. Dwayne Wade did a great job playing the off guard, making good plays, getting buckets, and making good passes.
His rhythm this quarter, he's gotten into a nice groove.
Love with the screen on Lillard. Rose attacking. Dishes it to Love. And he uses the glass on the layup.
This is a fantastic performance in this half. He didn't play as well in the first, but you just know with this guy, he's always ready to turn it around.
San Antonio leading by 15. Here's Lillard. Good. Lillard's got 12 points here in the second half.
That's been a great day for him, and if you remember, he gave them a huge performance their last time out as well.
Outside Rose. At the elbow, it's Drummond. Outside Green. Drummond in the post, working on Anderson. George passes to Lillard. He feeds it to Wade. Back to Lillard. Wade dishes to Anderson.
Nice turnover.
Well, what we saw here tonight is one team just had everything going for it and the other didn't. Huge margin of victory for the Spurs.
You know, Clark, their big advantage was points in the paint.
Well, they pounded that ball inside, Kevin, and operated down low. It worked for them consistently.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
It always takes someone stepping up, and that happened here as we got great numbers for Wade. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone on his team on offense. You know, he's showing some kind of a killer instinct this quarter, trying to stretch this lead out.
Allen outside. Rose a screen on Wade. Allen kicks to Rose. Off the left rim and out.
Such a solid performance for them inside. Their rebounding has been terrific.
Yeah, that's just one of the few things that have gone their way today.
Feeds it to Wade. Kicks to George. Lillard attacking from 13. Shot is off.
Didn't matter that he was surrounded.
Time is winding down. Thankfully for the Spurs, or the Mavericks, who have just taken
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Damian Lillard.
the beating of a lifetime.
The second he got around the pick and shook his man, it was straight to the bucket for the easy deuce.
And,
very well done.
Maybe they'll get another tournament, some of these players, in the future, and they'll get another shot at winning the Gamefaqs championship. But right now, that dream is dead. And sadly, it died in the first quarter.
Free throw, no good for Drummond. Hackett, the pass to Beverly.
Spurs won't get to 100 points here. They don't need to. Just dribble the ball out. Beautiful game by San Antonio. I can't say enough about Greg Popovich's coaching.
Not at all. I mean, they showed up not just to play, they showed up to give great
Just
effort
wonderful
and
stuff.
to win, and they did both.
And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Guys, Paul George standing by with me here. And Paul, first, congratulations on the win. What's the attitude you have as a team right now?
continue to, play together. And we can just stick to that, keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Paul, thank you so much. Guys, over to you.
Darren McFadden, you, my friend, have put together one hell of a team.
This is Kevin Harlan saying, see you next time.
I'm excited to see how far they can go.
Player of the game, Dwayne Wade.
If any team takes on the Spurs team, that team has my full utmost respect. Those highlights, Dwayne Wade playing a really nice game. Just all over the place. I mean, the Spurs have some of the oldest players, just like they do in the NBA, but they get it done. They got that experience. They got players who know how to win championships. Tim Duncan, Dwayne Wade. Come on now. Take a look at the box score as I do after every game. Dwayne Wade, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 10 for 17 shooting. Smart shots. I mean, look at this. Only 1 3-pointer made by the Spurs the whole game. Because that's how smart they are with the ball. They value the basketball. They take care of the basketball. And they take the shots that they're given, and they're given some good looks. Paul George, I said he was quiet. No, he wasn't. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists. I mean, you could have made him player of the game. 10 for 18 shooting? You kidding me? Damian Lillard, 20 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. Tim Duncan didn't have to do much. He 13 points, 10 rebounds. I mean, he still produced, but he didn't even have to. It was just a rout. Anderson came in, did good. Freeland with 12 rebounds. Are you kidding me? Joel Freeland with 12 rebounds. Talk about getting the most out of your role players. Patrick Beverly came in a little bit. Shabazz Muhammad, 13 minutes. He did a little bit. I mean, knockout job from San Antonio Spurs. Darren McFadden put together a great team. Let's look at Derrick Rose. 27 points, 3 assists. The assist numbers were just pitiful. But Rose did his part. Beal tried to do his thing. Kevin Love had a respectable game. But Drummond, he should be ashamed of himself. Look at this. I mean, Greg Smith almost had the same amount of production in half the time. And Greg Smith actually brought some defense. Wow. All right, well, there you have it. Oh, wait, let's go to the team comparison real quick. Field goal percentage, 3-pointers. Wow. All right, well, there it is. Game 3 is down. Only one more game to go in the first round. San Antonio Spurs really just beat the tar off the Mavericks, and they go on to the next round. We'll see who's going to face them in the next game. Till next. Have a good one.